it's me! Welcome back to another episode of Talk4Ten. This time, I'm talking to you while I drive home. Let me tell you about my adventure. Also, maybe don't judge my driving, but it's fine. Yeah, anyway, I just have you set up on my dashboard, so I'm not really distracted since I talk to myself in the car all the time. Because you know what? I think this runs in my family, but when I am having a hard time, or if I just need to think, or if I want to not think, you know, I kind of just go in my car. Like, it's sort of how I process things. Like, I go for a drive. So it's like 1:30 in the morning, I'm going for a drive, and there's a lot going on. So if you know, if you're in for a bit of a rant, then great, because I kind of have one for you. And that's what these are for. So this episode is a follow-up episode, and I'm following up the last time I talked about how I was having some plumbing problems in my house. And well, let me tell you that there was probably a reason for that. Literally, the day after I started having plumbing problems, my grandmother passed away. And this is sad. You know, I'm sad about it. My grandma was really cool. I was very close to my grandma. I was actually really close to both of those grandparents on that side. And yeah, so it's sad. You know, I'm gonna miss her a lot. Like, we played a lot of cards, we talked a lot. During and then after COVID, we made a point of having like Wednesday night dinners at her house, and it was just nice. And my grandfather, he's been gone for 10 years, and so I really just tried to make the best of the time I had with my grandma left. And you know, she was 94 when she passed away, so she was no spring chicken. You know, she lived a long and, I hope, full and happy life. Like, I hope that's how she sees her life. So yeah, and we always had a great time. Like, we always had a good laugh, always a great time. So yeah, follow-up is that the day after my plumbing essentially fell apart, my grandmother passed away. And this is significant to our family because the house that I moved into, which my grandmother lived in for 20 plus years, something breaks in that house, or something falls off the walls in that house in the days prior to somebody passing away. So it happened when my grandfather passed away, it happened when my stepfather passed away, it happened when my partner passed away, and I don't know why I didn't take that as a significant sign, but the plumbing imploding the day before my grandmother passes away kind of falls in line with that pattern. And it was also the day that my plumbing imploded was also my grandfather's birthday. So, you know, that just all goes with it. And there's more. There's more. So, in the context of things, because timelines when I post these episodes can be a little bit weird, but for my timeline, let's say plumbing imploded on Tuesday, grandma goes on Wednesday, and so today is Thursday, and it's been such a long ass day, let me tell you, because when I got up, like, I had to take today off work to deal with, well, not only plumbing stuff, but also in case my mom needed anything, like help with grandma stuff. And then my stepdaughter goes and has a shower, and when she comes out, she's like, hey, I can't turn the shower off. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, are you for real? And she's like, yeah, I can't turn it off, like the knob won't go all the way. And so I went to check that, and not because I didn't believe her or anything, like, I believed her, but, you know, I had to look at it myself, of course. So I went and jiggled it, and yeah, of course it was broken. So I was just like, of course it is. Like, of course something else is falling apart. So I had to, you know, I made a few phone calls and eventually, like, turned off the water, and then had to get the plumber to come back today to fix my damn shower. And this is all happening within a 3-day period. Like, it wasn't even 11 o'clock. No, actually, you know what? It was like probably 8:30 in the morning or something like that. And yeah, So then I'm just in my house robe, chill as fuck. And my stepdaughter's like, how are you not freaking out right now? Like, it's been a couple days of just insaneness. And I think that what it is just when so many things are happening all at once, there's just no room for big feelings. You know, like, I was kind of in crisis mode because I'm like, well, my house is, like, shit's happening in my house that I have to deal with. And, you know, my grandmother passing away, yes, is really shitty. And also, like, I want to be there for my mom, and, like, I want to be there for people, and, like, it's not that I'm avoiding the feelings. I'm not, you know, purposely trying to distract myself from having feelings. It's just that they don't come right away for me. And I've always been like this. Like, when a crisis actually happens, I'm usually pretty calm because it just, I don't know, it's just how I am. So, you know, all this stuff is happening and I'm just like, yeah, cool, we'll deal with it, it's fine, whatever. And yeah, and my kid was like, what is wrong with you? Like, you're not freaking out. So anyway, that's a bit of an update that, yeah, my house started falling apart, and oh my god, your lights are fucking bright, dude. Why? Yeah, and you know what, I do have a belief that, I mean, not that I particularly think my house is sentient, but I do like to believe that objects and things and stuff can have, you know, something more to them. And even since I was a kid, I've always, like, said hello to the house and goodbye to the house, and I do kind of talk to it like it's a sentient creature. And so in my head, I'm just thinking, you know, the house is sad, the house knew what was up, and the house is grieving. Of course everything's falling apart. And yeah, my kid was like, why is it all happening at once? And I said, do you want the logical explanation or the illogical explanation? And to give both, the logical explanation is that it just all happened at the same time. Like, I'm sure it's a coincidence. It's an old house, it's got old pipes, like, it's just, you know, the pipes go, the handles go, it just happened to happen all at the same time. But illogically, if you ask me, the house knew what was coming, and the house is extra sad, and of course it's all gonna happen all like that. Why does it look so weird up ahead? Hold on a second, we're gonna drive through probably some fog is what I'm thinking. But that looks kind of funky with all the lights. Oh yeah, there's a little bit. Oh, not that much. A little bit of fog, but anyway. Yeah, like, illogically, house having a bad day, house knew grandma was going, all that, you know, all that stuff. I'm in that boat. There's also a lot of other weird coincidences that I don't ignore. You know, I'm like half in, half out when it comes to spiritual stuff, and I think that there is something really special about having faith in something, like, whether that's some kind of religion or a spiritual thing or something. Like, you know, whatever you gotta do to get by, I support you. You know, whatever you believe in to go from day to day and to just be able to live your life, I support you in that. You know, as long as you're not hurting other people, it doesn't matter to me what it is you believe in. You can have that, and you are entitled to have whatever it is that you want to have. And so for me, I find a lot of comfort in just imagining that, you know, my loved ones are somewhere in nature, and I always feel closest to my loved ones when I'm out in nature. And yeah, so I look for them in like birds and the weather and stuff like that. And that being said, speaking of like really weird coincidences, the weather yesterday, which is the day my grandmother passed, was like the wildest weather we've had in a very long time. Like, it's October, so we kind of get some weird weather, but I swear we had a bit of everything. Like, it was like rainy, sunny, windy, like raining and sunny at the same time, and then it was like almost freezing cold, and then it was like hot out, and it was just a very interesting combination of weather. And that always tips me off a little bit, because I don't know, I feel a connection to rain and weather and stuff, and like when weird weather happens, it just, you know, it just makes me think stuff's going on. And yeah, I don't know, I guess this is just kind of like me driving home. The reason I'm driving around at 1:30 in the morning also is because I went to see They're beautiful. Fall back to episode number 1. So, you know. Woo! Northern Lights. Oh shit, I'm over my time. Okay, well, thank you for listening to me rant again, and this is my plumbing update. Other plumbing update is that it's still fucked, and I'm probably gonna have to reroute the pipe, but I'll tell you about that later when I actually get the work done. Okay, love you, bye!